Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us tonight in our first ever virtual award ceremony. We are fortunate during these trying times to have the ability to gather and celebrate our cadets' outstanding accomplishments. We'll have a recorded version of this ceremony available on our website soon after the event. Our award ceremony is about to begin. Welcome to our 2020 Green Mountain Battalion Reserve Officer Training Corps Award Ceremony. My name is Cadet Jacob Hall. I am a sophomore MS2 cadet, and I'll be your MC for this evening's event. Thank you so much for joining us for this special occasion. We know that remote format is not what we envisioned for our cadets' recognition, but we feel it is important to still gather and recognize all of their hard work and dedication. As the awards are announced, please join us in congratulating the cadets in the comments below or using hashtag GMB Awards. I would like to recognize our guests of honor. University of Vermont President Suresh V. Garamella. U.S. Army Cadet Command 2nd Brigade Command Sergeant Major Gregory K. Wood. The Green Mountain Battalion Commander and Professor of Military Science, Lieutenant Colonel Jeremy Pitnell. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem, sung by MS3 Cadet Abby Lucier and the invocation by Colonel Retired Ocker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Retired Carol Budd Ocker, UVM ROTC class of 1957.
Let us pray. We thank you, Lord, especially for our country, for those who laid its foundation, those who serve our country in the armed forces, and those gathered here this evening. Throughout the history of our country, men and women have worn the uniform of the United States Army to safeguard our security and ideals, and to promote the visions and promises of freedom and improve conditions for people throughout the world. By performing their military duty for our protection and for securing peace with justice throughout the world, many have given their time, energies, skills, and many have given their lives. We are here tonight to celebrate and to recognize many of our distinguished cadets who have demonstrated these energies and these skills. In the time of preparation, grant that discipline and training may make these cadets worthy to serve our country and uphold the cause of justice and freedom. Amen.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the Commander and Professor of Military Science, Lieutenant Colonel Jeremy Pitnell.
Good evening, friends, family, cadets, alumni members, and welcome to our annual award ceremony. I want to thank you for coming out this evening and helping us recognize and celebrate the many great accomplishments of these soon-to-be future leaders. I want to also extend our gratitude to the alumni board members and their president, Colonel Justin Davis, for all that they do to help our operations flow seamlessly. I want to welcome our crosstown schools, Castleton University, Champlain College, Middlebury College, St. Michael's College, and SUNY Plattsburgh. And I would like to give a special thank you to our distinguished visitors this evening, University of Vermont President Suresh Garamella, and our 2nd Brigade Command Sergeant Major Gregory Kaywood. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to give some recognition and thanks to the Green Mountain Battalion cadre. These are the folks that do all the hard work, the heavy lifting, and they're where the rubber meets the road. So let's extend them some virtual applause, please. Our senior military and science instructor, Master Sergeant Christopher Cunningham. Our executive officer and Vermont National Guard liaison, Major Kevin Elmer. Our assistant professor of military science, Captain Wesley Champlin. Our assistant professor of military science, Captain Patrick Harvey. Our military science instructor, Master Sergeant Matthew Lally. Our military science instructor and sustainment NCO, Sergeant First Class Wesley Faulkner. Our military science instructor and contractor, Mr. Dylan Bissell. Our recruiting operations officer, Lieutenant Colonel retired Michael Palazza. Our human resources assistant, Mr. Christopher Suica. And last but not least, our office support specialist, Miss Valerie Pallotta. So I won't take up too much more of your time, but I want to say how much of an honor it is for me and for our cadre to be able to host this type of event. This is my 3rd year hosting this event, and year after year, it's been a great time. I've had family members and friends and cadets all say how much they enjoy the event, so it's obviously well received. And I want to tell you parents that I understand the pride that you're feeling. My son Joshua graduated last year, and he's a lieutenant now, and I remember and enjoyed going to all of his events. It's something I'll never forget, and I hope for the same for you. And without any further ado, I will turn it back over to Cadet Hall to take the reins. Thank you.
Now we are proud to introduce the graduating class of 2020.
Cadet Anthony Byungo, St. Michael's College, end of camp commissionee, seeking a commission into the Vermont National Guard Medical Service Corps.
Cadet Robert Bognar, Castleton University, New Jersey National Guard, Infantry.
Cadet Elizabeth Campo, University of Vermont, Active Duty Nurse Corps.
Cadet Gara Edwards, University of Vermont, Active Duty, Military Intelligence.
Cadet Timothy Faulkner, University of Vermont, Active Duty, Armor.
Cadet Hunter Graham, is it working? Middlebury College, Active Duty, Medical Service Corps.
Cadet Ryan Kennedy, University of Vermont, Active Duty, Corps of Engineers.
Cadet Jessica Matson, University of Vermont, end of camp commissionee, seeking a commission into the Colorado National Guard Medical Service Corps.
Cadet Emma Matheson, University of Vermont, Active Duty, Adjutant General's Corps.
Cadet Nicholas McDonough, University of Vermont, Active Duty, Corps of Engineer. Cadet Richard Parlato. University of Vermont, active duty, military intelligence.
Cadet Elsie Pryor. University of Vermont, active duty, nurse corps.
Cadet Auburn Sundrum. Castleton University, Army Reserves, Corps of Engineers.
Cadet Brian Schwarzkopf, University of Vermont, active duty, Corps of Engineers.
Cadet Jacob Shuey, University of Vermont, active duty, Transportation Corps.
Cadet Joshua Sickles. Castleton University, Vermont Army National Guard, Quartermaster Corps.
Cadet Kelly Van Gordon. Castleton University, Vermont Army National Guard, Medical Services Corps, Medical Aviation.
Cadet John Michael Zanin, University of Vermont, Vermont National Guard, Adjutant General's Corps.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the awards presentation. Tonight we will honor our cadets whose performance during the past year is in keeping with the highest traditions of academic and military service within their university or college. The Green Mountain Battalion in the United States Army. The recipients were nominated by the Green Mountain Battalion Cadre and approved by organizations outside of the Green Mountain Battalion, Freedom Brigade, and the United States Army Cadet Command. For a description of the award criteria, please refer to the program provided on our website at www.uvm.edu/ROTC. As the cadets are recognized, please join us in congratulating them in the comments below or using hashtag GMB Awards. Cadets will be able to pick up their awards as soon as the University of Vermont and participating organizations return to normal operations. Our first two awards are submitted via nomination to the specific organization. Green Mountain Battalion cadets compete with other cadets throughout the country for these very prestigious awards. The Pallas Athene Award is presented each year by the Women's Army Corps Veterans Association. The award recognizes the top two outstanding MS4 female cadets in U.S. Army Cadet Command. In addition to a Pallas Athene Award medallion symbolizing the Women's Army Corps, the winner will receive a $300 cash award and a 3-year membership in the association. Each program may submit one outstanding female MS4 cadet or one outstanding female cadet who has already completed MS4 and is working toward degree completion, with a graduation date at the end of school year 2019-2020. The Green Mountain Battalion Cadre nomination for the 2019-2020 school year is Cadet Hunter Graham. Cadet Graham is an MS4 neuroscience major at Middlebury College. Our next award nomination is for the Society of American Military Engineers Award. This award is presented to an MS3 or 4 cadet, as nominated by the battalion cadre with endorsement from the Cadet's Dean of Engineering and selected by the Society of American Military Engineers. The cadet is in the top 25% of his or her engineering class and has a B average in math, science, and engineering courses. This year's nomination is Cadet Peter Bailey. Cadet Bailey is an MS3 at the University of Vermont. He is majoring in environmental engineering. Our next awards are the American Legion Awards. The American Legion Military Scholastic Award is presented to cadets Patrick Barrett and Hunter Graham. Cadet Barrett is an MS3 cadet at St. Michael's College, studying biology. Cadet Graham is from Middlebury College. The American Legion Military Excellence Award is presented to cadets Dan Borbay and Joshua Sickles. Cadet Borbay is an MS3 cadet at the University of Vermont, studying history. Cadet Sickles is an MS4 cadet at Castleton University, studying criminal justice. Our next award is the American Veterans ROTC Recognition Award. This award is presented to Cadet Ryan Hester. Cadet Hester is an MS3 at UVM. He is majoring in health sciences. The Association of the United States Army Award is presented to Cadet Alec Wilson. Cadet Wilson is an MS3 cadet at Middlebury College, majoring in molecular biology and biochemistry. This year's recipient of the Daughters of the American Revolution Award is Cadet Richard Parlato. Cadet Parlato is an MS4 cadet at the University of Vermont's Graduate College. He's in the Masters of Education program. The General Society of the War of 1812 Award is presented to Cadet William Hoagland. Cadet Hoagland is an MS2 cadet at Middlebury College with a political science major. The Military Order of the Purple Heart Leadership Award is presented to Cadet Thomas Sheboy. Cadet Sheboy is an MS3 cadet at the University of Vermont studying computer science. The Military Order of the World Wars Awards are presented to Cadets Ryan Whitney, Max Duffield, and Justin Rinaldi. Cadet Whitney is receiving the Bronze Award. He's an MS1 cadet at Middlebury College. His major is undeclared. Cadet Duffield is receiving the Silver Award. He's an MS2 cadet at UVM studying political science. Cadet Rinaldi is receiving the Gold Award. He is an MS3 cadet at UVM studying athletic training. The National Sojourners ROTC Award is presented to Cadet Connor McDonald. Cadet McDonald is an MS3 cadet at the University of Vermont, majoring in business administration. The Reserve Officers Association Bronze, Silver, and Gold Awards are presented to Cadets Brenna Karen, Hunter Anderson, and Robert Bognar. Cadet Karen is an MS2 at the University of Vermont studying health sciences. She is receiving the Bronze Award. Cadet Anderson is receiving the Silver Award. He's an MS3 cadet with a business administration major at UVM. Cadet Bognar is receiving the Gold Award. He's an MS4 cadet at Castleton University. He is majoring in history. Sons of the American Revolution Silver ROTC Medal is presented to Cadet Caitlin Picorni. Cadet Picorni is an MS3 cadet at UVM with a political science major. The Veterans of Foreign Wars Award is presented to Cadets Nicholas Welsh, Alexandra Goodnow, Abby Lucier, and Brian Schwarzkopf. Cadet Welsh is an MS1 with an environmental science major at St. Michael's College. Cadet Goodnow is in the MS2 class. She is a nursing major at UVM. Cadet Lucier is in the MS3 class. She is a double major in French and political science at UVM. Cadet Schwarzkopf is in the MS4 class, majoring in environmental science at UVM. The Book Award is presented to Cadet Brian Schwarzkopf. The Military Officers Association of America Award is presented to Cadet Philip Rich. Cadet Rich is an MS3 cadet at the University of Vermont studying mechanical engineering. The National Defense Transportation Association Award is presented to Cadet Nicholas McDonough. Cadet McDonough is an MS4 cadet at UVM studying physical education. The United States Army Association Spirit Award is presented to Cadet Garrett Edwards. Cadet Edwards is an MS4 cadet at UVM with a major in biological science. The U.S. Daughters of 1812 Commodore Thomas McDonough Chapter Award is presented to Cadet Chloe Bullock. Cadet Bullock is an MS3 studying nursing at UVM. The Armed Forces Communications and Electronics Association Award in Scholastic Scholarship is presented to Cadet Marshall Pesatero. Cadet Pesatero is an MS3 at UVM. He is majoring in civil engineering. The Battalion Commander's Award for Community Service is presented to Cadet Anthony Baiongo. Cadet Baiongo is an MS4 at St. Michael's College. He is majoring in biology and serves as an EMT for St. Michael's College. The George C. Marshall Award is presented annually by the Marshall Foundation to the most outstanding cadet in the senior class, as nominated by the battalion cadre and selected by the United States Army Cadet Command. Each of the ROTC battalions throughout our country nominates its model, graduating cadet who best emulates the principles of leadership and scholastic excellence, as demonstrated by General George C. Marshall. This year's recipient is Cadet Joshua Sickles. The Sergeant York Award is presented to Cadet John Zanin. Cadet Zanin is an MS4 cadet with a double major in economics and history at UVM. The Distinguished Military Graduate is presented to cadets who possess outstanding qualities of leadership and high moral character, exhibit a definite aptitude for and interest in military service, attain a military science standing in the upper third of his or her ROTC class, and are ranked in the upper third by order of merit list, as established by the Professor of Military Science. The top 10% distinguished military graduates are Cadets Hunter Graham, Ryan Kennedy, and Nicholas McDonough. The distinguished military graduates are Cadets Richard Parlato, Elsie Pryor, and Brian Schwarzkopf. The Department of the Army Superior Cadet Decoration Award is a Cadet Command Award presented to one of our most well-rounded and highest performing cadets in each class. This year's recipients are Cadets John Lynch, Tegan Policino, Peter Bailey, and Timothy Faulkner. Cadet Lynch is an MS1 cadet at the University of Vermont. His major is undeclared. Cadet Policino is an MS2 at St. Michael's College. He's majoring in health science. Cadet Bailey is an MS3 at the University of Vermont. He is majoring in environmental engineering. Cadet Faulkner is an MS4 cadet at UVM. He's majoring in athletic training. The Zabriskie Cup is presented in honor of Mr. Charles Zabriskie Jr., an alumnus from the class of 1953, who has had an incredibly positive and lasting effect on the Green Mountain Battalion. His generous efforts to promote the importance of both academics and physical fitness remind us of what it takes to be a truly professional officer in the United States Army. The Zabriskie Cup is awarded to the cadet with the highest level of scholastic achievement, athleticism, and demonstrated leadership potential. This year's recipient is Cadet Peter Bailey. We would now like to present our final award of the evening, our battalion's award for the most outstanding cadet leadership performance throughout this past academic year. The Cadet of the Year award is presented to the most valuable cadet of the Green Mountain Battalion, whose efforts have most greatly contributed to overall mission success for the Green Mountain Battalion family in 2019 and 2020. This year's Cadet of the Year award is presented to Cadet Ryan Kennedy.
I'd like to take a moment to congratulate Cadet Kennedy. His dedication to the program and the other cadets is nothing short of excellent. On top of maintaining a 3.45 GPA in UVM civil engineering program, he's a very selfless leader. He's devoted countless hours of his time as a cadet platoon leader and cadet battalion commander to the other cadets, to the program. He volunteers with Vermont Adaptive Sports. He completed the Army's very rigorous airborne school, and he's pretty much excelled at every task we've given him. I'm very confident that Ryan will do well in his future. So congratulations, Ryan.
Hello, Green Mountain Battalion, families, friends, alumni, cadre, and everyone that's watching this virtual award ceremony. I'd like to introduce you to our Brigade Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Gregory Kaywood. Sergeant Major Kaywood joined the Army in November of 1995. He completed basic and advanced training in Fort Sill, Oklahoma as a forward observer. He's held every leadership position from forward observer all the way to battalion command sergeant major. He's deployed 3 times to Afghanistan in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Sergeant Major's military education is very extensive. He has completed every non-commissioned officer course from Warrior Leaders course all the way to Sergeant Major's Academy class of 67. There's a lot more information on his awards and schools in his bio. Thank you, Sergeant Major, for attending our award ceremony.
Good afternoon, and thank you for allowing me the pleasure to speak to you all today for this awards ceremony. Congratulations to all the winners. What a great accomplishment. It is an honor to be part of such a great organization and in the presence of such great leaders and future leaders that this nation has to offer. Not everyone can serve and do what you cadets do on a daily basis. Your commitment to excellence and your strive to win sets you above your peers. ROTC is just the first step in your military career as an Army officer. It prepares you the basics to be successful, either as a staff officer or as a platoon leader. But leadership is so much more. So here is my little secret to you all, regardless of what level you're going in as. It's not about you. It's about that MS1 or the soldier in the dorm or the barracks, ensuring that he or she is living the Army values and are competent in their warrior task and drills. To graduate and at the same time, be prepared to accomplish their wartime mission. When you get to the force, it's about that soldier's family that lives in the 2-bedroom apartment there across town to make sure that they know what services they have available to them. Leadership is about being there, not just for the underclassmen, but for your soldiers. Leadership is about presence. It's about being there during physical training and for the labs of the underclassmen. Show them through your actions physically, not just through some electronic device, even though during these times we must, that you care. Your presence will speak volumes to the underclassmen, to your soldiers, and to your peers, that you're about the team and not just about yourself. Leadership is about training leader development. I like to use training leader development all as one phrase. Everything you do in training should be geared towards developing the future Army leaders of tomorrow. From PRT in the morning until the labs in the evening, make it an opportunity to develop the future leaders and officers of America. I'll leave you with this one question. What will be your legacy? Do you want to be known as the one who never was there and squandered the opportunities? Or do you want to be the one known who never settled for mediocrity, who was side by side with that young freshman cadet during training and helped shape the future leaders of the greatest fighting force in the world? Once again, congratulations to all the award winners. A big thank you to the families and the cadre of the mighty Green Mountain Battalion. Without your influence and hard work, we cannot do what we do today. So I thank you. I always like to end with something to remember. So I ask you to remember this. Always remain hungry, stay humble, continue to learn, and always use emotional intelligence. Freedom.
Thank you, Command Sergeant Major Kaywood. And thank you again to our distinguished guests, family, alumni, and friends for helping us celebrate one of the top ROTC programs in the country. I appreciate the patience and understanding as we observe the CDC guidelines in hosting this virtual ceremony. While it's bittersweet to be so far apart, this ceremony is a testament to the character of every individual in this program. Regardless of what challenge awaits, the Green Mountain Battalion will never accept defeat. This family thrives whether we were together or apart. To my fellow cadets, your daily sacrifices, hard work, and drive for success should be recognized whether you received an award tonight or not. You set yourself apart from your peers the minute you join this elite group of individuals, and for that, I thank you. I am, and always will be, humbled by you all. To the families, thank you for your continued support for our cadets. I know it's not always easy. I'm reminded by my family quite often that I can always find a job less dangerous and way closer to home. We couldn't do what we do without you, and know that your role does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. Lastly, I would like to thank the cadre. Their accumulated years of knowledge and experience provide our cadets with the highest level of instruction. But what sets them apart is the commitment to forging the best leaders the Army has. Because of them, we can all tell our receiving units that we come from the Green Mountain Battalion with pride. For my fellow MS4s, it's hard to accept that this is our last ROTC event. Thank you for the family you've given me for the past 4 years. I look forward to seeing you all succeed as officers. I'm confident that our MS3s will carry the torch for us next year, and I see great potential in our underclassmen. Thank you all again for tuning in tonight. I wish you the best in health, and for the cadets, let's finish out this semester.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the benediction.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we beseech you to look upon with favor upon our state, our nation, and those gathered here this evening. You have made us great among nations of the world. Let us not forget this greatness and power have come from God. Save us from pride and arrogance. Make us quick to see the needs of others less fortunate than ourselves, and be resolute in purpose to promote goodwill among all men. Protect and assist, we beseech you, all those who serve their country at home or abroad, by land, sea, or in the air, especially the cadets and others here present. May the Spirit of God guide our President and the leaders in our government and the armed forces, our allies, and the United Nations to establish peace with justice, so that these young men and women and other members of the military will not have to face the perils of war, battle, and death again. May God continue to bless our nation, community, families, and those gathered here this evening. Amen.
This concludes tonight's award ceremony. As a reminder, cadets will be able to pick up their awards as soon as the University of Vermont and supporting organizations return to normal operations. We will have a recorded version of the ceremony available on our website soon. Thank you very much for joining us tonight and recognizing the cadets of the Green Mountain Battalion. Catamounts, lead the way.